welcome to Somerville Neighborhood News. I'm Katrina Kincaid. It's been hot recently, and the city released a list of public buildings with air conditioning. It includes all Somerville public libraries and the Council on Aging Center on Holland Street and Cross Street. Stay safe out there and remember to drink water and wear sunscreen. Now on to our stories. The Board of Aldermen have approved the 2019 annual city budget. This year's budget allows for just over $241 million. The budget is increased by more than $8 million from last year's budget. The largest increase in the fiscal budget comes from boosting funds for Somerville Public Schools. Speaking of Somerville Public Schools, the new high school project was officially welcomed in. The groundbreaking ceremony for the new construction brought over together politicians from all of Massachusetts. The project is expected to be done by 2021. I took a trip down to Somerville High to see the ceremony and chat with the mayor about his time at the high school.
The city of Somerville is building a new high school where the old one currently resides. The groundbreaking ceremony today is celebrating the start of Phase 1 of the construction of the new building. Mayor Joseph Curtatone introduced many top officials involved with the project, as well as speaking about his own views.
Somerville High School will be a state-of-the-art education and training facility. As one of only 8 fully comprehensive high schools in the Commonwealth, Somerville High School is really uniquely positioned to support all students in both college and career readiness.
Somerville High class officers spoke about their feelings towards getting a new building.
I'm excited about getting a new school. I think that we'll be here for some parts of the new school, which would be really cool. Both my parents graduated from here, so they're happy that I'm graduating from the old school, though.
We have modulars behind this camera right here, and it's been a change, but it's kind of refreshing just to have classes in a different place. It kind of changes up the daily schedule and it makes everything feel a little bit new.
Representative Michael Capuano talked about his connection to the school.
My father graduated from Somerville High along with all of his siblings. I graduated Somerville High along with my siblings. My wife's entire family graduated Somerville High, and my kids graduated Somerville High.
The last renovation happened to the high school over 2 decades ago in 1986. Mayor Curtatone talked about what it was like when he attended the high school.
Talking about my last day as a student, you remember your last day of classes here? And it was kind of sad, actually, when you say goodbye to your colleagues, but I have so many great memories of this school.
As the groundbreaking ceremony at Somerville High School has wrapped up, we saw notable figures such as the mayor, the superintendent of schools, and the board of aldermen. They all shared their visions for the future and what they hope to see coming next with the buildings project, as well as their favorite memories from when they attended school. This is Katrina Kincaid, Somerville Neighborhood News. Thank you.
The real estate transfer fee bill is at the State House. The Committee on Revenue reported the bill out favorably and is referring it to the Committee on Steering, Policy, and Scheduling. The real estate transfer fee would impose a 1% fee on the seller and a 1% fee on the buyer on the transfer of property in the city. There are some exemptions, including owner-occupant sellers and buyers. The money from the fee will go into the Somerville Affordable Housing Trust Fund. If you haven't noticed, Davis Square traffic signals are getting an update. The city says the traffic and pedestrian signal timings are being lengthened to allow for vehicles and pedestrians to have more time when crossing the intersection. Before the update, 75% of pedestrians crossed outside of the crosswalk. Hopefully this update will make everyone's day a little easier. Ever wonder how you can taste all of your favorite Somerville eats and drinks in the same place? The Taste of Somerville event might be the perfect place for you. The event was hosted in Nathan Tufts Park for the 2nd year in a row. All proceeds from the event benefit the Walnut Street Center. The CEO of the center said in a press release that the proceeds from ticket sales will continue to fund critical services to adults with intellectual disabilities and their families. Let's take a look at the event.
For the 20th year, over 70 vendors are gathering here at Nathan Tufts Park for Taste of Somerville Festival. Local vendors include restaurants, food trucks, breweries, wineries, and everything in between that a foodie could love. The event is hosted by the Somerville Chamber of Commerce Dining and Nightlife Group. The general manager of the Independent says he wants to share what they have to offer with the public.
We're an Irish pub, so we specialize in, well-executed pub food, well-executed comfort food, burgers, chicken wings, and a watermelon gazpacho with grilled shrimp, which we're featuring today.
All the proceeds from the tickets benefit the Walnut Street Center, a nonprofit agency that provides adults with developmental disabilities with support services. Many of the attendees found out about the event through social media. People of all ages came out to have fun and taste a bit of Somerville.
I'm here because I absolutely love eating and drinking, and I love to eat in Somerville, so I figured I'd come and try it all at once.
Well-known Somerville establishments such as Bantam Cider, Gracie's Ice Cream, and Casa Beer are in attendance this year. Last year's event saw over 1,500 guests as well as over 75 vendors. While guests are munching on their wonderful food, they can enjoy music and entertainment selected by the Boston Music Awards. This has been Katrina Kincaid, Somerville Neighborhood News.
Hope everyone had fun. I sure did. The city has entered into an agreement with the Massachusetts Department of Transportation for the testing of self-driving cars on local roads. Mayor Curtatone says the new technologies and services such as ride-hailing and autonomous vehicles have the potential to advance our area's core goals around mobility, safety, equity, and sustainability. Somerville joins 14 other communities and towns in the state that are allowing the testing. More than 20 million students receive free or reduced lunch in the U.S. every school year. However, during the summer, those same students often miss out on healthy and free meals. The city's solution is to provide free breakfast and lunch this summer to all Somerville youth under the age of 19. The program is provided by the Food and Nutrition Services Department and the Somerville Recreation Department. There are locations all throughout Somerville, including parks, pools, and playgrounds. You can find out more information on the Somerville Public Schools website. To kick off summer, our parent organization, Somerville Media Center, held its first ever telethon titled Speak Up Somerville. Entertainment included local talents such as musicians, fashion designers, Boston Free Radio DJs, Scat TV producers, young people, and more. The money raised during the telethon will go towards SMC youth media programs, adult media literacy programs, and equipment upgrades, among other necessities. The telethon also kicked off a year-long fundraising initiative by SMC. Here's a clip from the telethon featuring Somerville-based Second Line Social Aid and Pleasure Society Brass Band. underway in Somerville is a small cat shelter. Happy Tails Pet Rescue is a no-kill shelter run by a dedicated team of volunteers and fosters. They gain their following from social media and manager Cindy's comical descriptions of the cats. Our last story features the adoption center and what goes on behind the scenes.
Happy Tails Pet Rescue is an adoption center in Somerville, Massachusetts. They only are available to have 10 cats at a time, and they vet their applicants by going through the applications to see if they would fit in a right home for the cats. Right here I have Darla, whose adoption pending, and will be going to a wonderful home in Vermont. You can find them on Facebook or on Pet Finder to see what wonderful and amazing cats they have here at the shelter. I sat down with Happy Tails Somerville manager Cynthia Evola, or Cindy as everyone calls her, to talk about the center.
The adoption center has been here for well over 30 years. I have been a volunteer for that long. We were here before then. I don't know exactly when it was established, but the woman who established it originally came from Somerville. And she found the need to place some cats that needed some homes. She concentrated on the East Somerville area, which is where we are.
The center gets its cats from volunteers who feed strays and examine their behavior to see if they would make good pets. Most of their cats come from Somerville, where there's been a stray cat problem in the past.
You can't just pick a cat up and bring it into the shelter. The cat needs to be seen by a vet first before he comes to the shelter. Kitties that come here have to be ready to be adopted.
Many times they use the adoption fees to pay for the vet bills to keep the cats healthy.
We try and adopt them out in pairs. If they're bonded, we will not separate them. And if they're little, like this little monkey is, we try to adopt her out to a home that has another friendly cat who's looking for a playmate.
If you are interested in adopting a cat from Happy Tails, contact them through their website or Facebook.
That's all for this edition of Somerville Neighborhood News. I'm Katrina Kincaid. Thanks for watching, and we'll see you next time.